Try this at home. What a mess. Alright, there's the new door, exterior door that needs to go in. There's a couple basic problems. The threshold on the new one is really narrow. This distance from here to there is much less narrow than the original threshold. See? And much bigger. It's almost 2 inches wider. Only problem is the edge of the new threshold only comes to right here. So there's this huge gap and it doesn't sit on anything, and this is a slab house. They had a frame built in here so tight that I had to sand this edge off, because when I put the frame in here it was so tight that it fit in here, but the door was jammed. It wouldn't close. Okay, so I peeled everything back, sanded this corner over here big time, because they had this OSB board lipped out a little bit too much here. I got the homeowner's going to go get me some mortar mix, and we're going to fill in this big crack here with mortar and level this concrete out right here, so the threshold will fit nice and flat, and it'll also have a lip to sit on. It'll have something to sit on, okay? Because I can always caulk the edge to hide it, but problem is it digs itself into this crack. You see the crack right there? It goes all the way across, and it comes right inside this crack, so that's not good. So a lot of problems here to deal with. Plus, they had the siding, this vinyl siding, so tight up against the old door frame that it was causing a lot of pressure. So I took my Dremel and cut the inside. You see where I cut it, and I got to peel that one piece out of there and trim this out. I trimmed this all the way out, so this will give me some flexibility here, because it was just pushing so tight against this outer part of the frame. It was putting too much pressure. So what I'm basically doing is trying to make this opening a little larger and give me a little bit of more room to where the frame on this new door is not so tight in here, because this is right now a problem. It's not fitting. He sees the problem. I told him, I says, we're gonna have to re-engineer this whole thing. I've got everything pulled apart up here, and it's a mess. Now, you know, if you would have bid, oh, I can do this in a couple hours, you'd have been seriously mistaken. You would have created a problem yourself, because there's no way you could have predicted the problems that you're going to have with this frame, the way they built it originally. You can see I got the old trim work sitting out there. But anyway, this would have kicked your butt. If you don't know what you're doing to stuff like this, don't try it. You know, when I first pulled the old frame out, I said, that's no big deal. It should go right in. We took the measurements. It looked like I had a 1/4 inch, but no. As soon as we put this new door in, the new door and door frame in, it was tight. I mean, it was so tight. You couldn't even get it into the vinyl. That vinyl and the trim, the edge trim, the channel that it fits in, was so tight I had to take a knife just to pry it back a little bit so the other part of the frame would flip in. And it just was so tight, it wasn't working. And then when we shut the door, it wasn't going to happen. It was literally jamming up. So this frame is a problem. I'm gonna deal with it. I've got it figured out. But like I said, if you've never done any work like this, stay away from it. This kind of stuff right here will get you in trouble. Now, for all you experienced pros out there, you know this is no big deal. It's just dealing with the way they built it before. And remember, this is stick built here, so this house, they built everything really tight to the original tolerances of what they were putting in, which is fine, because they could see where they needed to make their cuts and what they needed to do to make this thing fit. So they did that. But now that we're changing it out, it's a whole different ballgame. All right, let me get out of here. I'll see you guys on another handyman video. Like I said, if you've got no experience with this, you don't want to do this. You want to stay away from this kind of work. But it's all good. You know what to do.